Here with Tennessee River Dental joins me this morning to talk more about this and about mouth guards, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Good morning. And I said we were the perfect pair because, as you are well aware of, Dead Week is now over, and in Georgia, football fully kicked in effect this week. My husband's a coach, so I definitely understand those mouth injuries and the importance of protecting your teeth. It's so important.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, there's a number of sports that mouth guards are really helpful for,
Right.
and football's certainly one of them, particularly
Yes.
this time of year, that we really want to make sure that we get all of the athletes fitted with well-fitting mouth guards so they can perform at the highest possible level.
Right. I know you have been you teamed up with the school and you kind of did something neat where you're helping them to prevent those injuries, right?
We did. We teamed up with Hickson High School and made mouth guards for all the football team there. It was really, really fun experience. The players there were outstanding, and so I'm really excited to watch everything in action come this season.
Right. So you were able to kind of deliver those this morning then to kind of protect those teeth, right? As
We
they
did.
start their practicing.
Yeah, you know, there's a few different types of mouth guards that are out there. Everything from what we call just a stock mouth guard to kind of the next level up would be what we call a boil and bite mouth guard. And then finally, the custom-fitted mouth guards that we actually make in the office.
Okay.
And so we made these custom-fitted mouth guards for the Hickson players, where we take impressions of their teeth, we take them back to our office, and we actually spend hours getting everything just right, certain thicknesses of the material in certain spots to help make it easier to breathe and talk, but also provide the protection that we need to stay safe out there on the field.
Right. And you kind of shared with me that personally you were an athlete yourself and you had kind of a scary experience one time with a mouth injury, correct?
I did. Back in high school, I played basketball and a couple other sports, but out on the basketball court, one day I unfortunately wasn't wearing my mouth guard.
Oh, wow.
Went up for a rebound, came down on top of somebody's head, and one of my eye teeth actually went through my lip.
Oh, my word.
And if I had a mouth guard, I wouldn't have been in that situation. But one of those tricky things as far as, you know, can you stay in the game when you're bleeding?
Right.
You know, how do you manage all that? And so something that truly can affect how much time you're out there on the field or the court.
Right, but you really realized then firsthand how important that was. And you said, you know, you've done research where it even has showed that it helps with concussions, and really there's a lot of benefits to wearing the proper mouth guard.
There are definitely a lot of benefits. As far as the concussion end of things goes, the research is mixed, honestly. There is no research that show that they hurt or
Right.
that they make concussions more likely.
Right.
But everything will either show that it's neutral, it doesn't have an effect one way or the other, or it potentially could benefit us. I think that grouping concussions into one big group might be a little bit of overgeneralization when we get into some of the details of the science behind it.
Right.
Different hits, different strengths, different directions
All
can
that plays
affect
in.
concussions. But I think that there's a reasonable possibility that from certain angles at certain strengths, there can be some protective effect.
Right, and have you seen in your office, you know, firsthand some of these, because you were talking about even the expense, if this does happen, you know, there can really be some added expense, you know, it can really be a lot for a family to have to go through that expense.
Absolutely. You know, my philosophy is prevention is by far the easiest, most cost-effective way, whether we're talking about injuries or whether we're talking about cavities or overall health, you know, medication that you might need for blood pressure, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And so anything that we can do on the preventive end to prevent all of that added time, expense down the road certainly makes a big difference for us in there. You know, one statistic that we see a lot in the sports dentistry literature is managing the effects of one damaged tooth over the course of our lifetime can cost up to $10,000 or more. To keep everything in place and healthy in there.
So prevention is the thing. Okay, really quickly, because we're running out of time here. If a tooth was to come loose, you know, us people with, I've fortunately never had to go through that personally, but if a tooth comes out, what should we do?
Yeah, great question. So number of different types of ways that teeth can come out, either the whole tooth or part of it.
Right. If the whole thing, though, is a glass of milk, because that's still...
Glass of milk's certainly reasonable.
Okay.
Honestly, anything, we don't want it in water.
Okay.
If it's spit or milk, or they actually make these little containers of a material that would be ideal. It's called a tooth saver.
Right.
Put it in that, call your dentist immediately.
Okay.
In a lot of situations, if we get there in time, we can potentially reimplant that tooth and save it long term.
All right, perfect. A lot of great information there. If people want to contact you or want to find out more about like having a custom mouth guard, you have an office in Hickson?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, and feel free to find us on our website, www.tennesseeriverdental.com.
All right, great. Thank you so much for being here and sharing that information with us today. If you would like to make an appointment, you can give them a call or check them out for more details on their website. And we'll be right back with more Let's Chat.